Lily here from Shine Bright Diamonds 2023, and I'm coming to you today with a massive post review of 3 mini kits that I have completed. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am so happy that you have found my little corner here on YouTube. And of course, if you are returning, welcome back. So today's video is going to feature 3 mini kits that I have completed. One is coming from Paint Gem, and then the other 2 are actually coming from Diamond Art Club. So let's get into it, because the first mini kit or set that I completed was the Easter edition coming from Paint Gem. So this kit had 39 colors. I started on April 30th and I finished it on July 4th. So this one did take me quite a while to do because I was sort of working on it in between some of my bigger projects. One thing before I get into showing you each individual canvas is that I pretty much single placed each and every one. They were pretty confetti heavy, and only some of them I actually ended up enhancing with special drills. So let's get into it, because these turned out really pretty. So I'm gonna be honest, Paint Gem kits for me are a lot of fun, simply because they're a nice break. And what I like about them is that typically in their kits, you get like 12 to 16 images, and they come out really nice. Now, the only thing with Paint Gem is that they don't have any special drills, so a lot of times I tend to use them as projects to practice putting special drills in and changing up the colors. So as you can see, the first couple that I'm showing you, I didn't do anything special to them. I left them as is. This one here, I added a lot. So I actually added in like these jelly glitters. I added in some like fairy dust, some ABs. So this one I had quite a bit of fun doing, especially because I was able to match the colors. This one I left as is because this little ducky is just so cute. Now, the one thing with the Easter edition is I just absolutely adored the colors. Now, when I did kit this up, I did kit up in like my little Tic Tac containers. And to be honest, when I'm working on Paint Gem kits, I tend to not keep the drills, just because I really only have purchased 3 Paint Gem kits, 3 or 4, and I don't really see myself purchasing any more from Paint Gem in the near future, simply because here in Canada, they are a little bit more on the pricier side, and a lot of times the kits that I am interested in are out of stock, or when one comes in stock, then the other ones are not in stock. Like, it's just hard for me to coordinate in terms of getting the best value for my dollar. So I know I have one more Paint Gem kit left in my stash, but for the time being, I'll probably be holding off on purchasing from them. Okay, this was the other egg that I ended up adding special drills to. So I made the background all fairy dust, where all of the pinks are, and of course the reds. And then I did add some white ABs. Now, in terms of overall enjoyment with these, I enjoyed it. They were a lot of fun. This did definitely take me a lot longer than I expected, but then again, I was working on quite a few larger kits in between, so it is to be expected. But I think if I just sat down and focused only on these, then it definitely would have taken me for sure a month to do. Okay, so we're gonna move on into the next set. So these ones, I want to warn you, I have not yet organized them into my diamond painting journal, so I still have to add in all the labels. But I was able to finish 2 Diamond Art Club mini dazzle kits. So the first one I want to go through with you is the 50s Diner set of 6. So this was the food kit. This one took me 2 days. I started it on July 18th and finished it on July 20th. So there were 23 colors, and it was all fairy dust. There was 1 AB. So let me get into this one. This one was a lot of fun. Definitely a different type of kit for me. I generally, like, I think this one and the makeup kit were the first of the mini Dazzles to release. So I definitely purchased them when I had like FOMO, that fear of missing out. This one is really pretty with all the ABs. I lied. There is, I did not write anything down. There is one AB and one crystal. I forgot because that orange is a crystal. The rest were all fairy dust. Haha. But I definitely, back to what I was saying, I definitely purchased these when I had that FOMO. Now, going back, now that I know that Diamond Art Club tends to have quite a few mini Dazzles in their collection, I'm definitely more picky in terms of which kits I am picking up. I'm working hard on not just having FOMO because I'm like, oh, what if it sells out? But this set seems to be super popular and it is a lot of fun. The pizza, oh, pizza is my favorite. Now, in terms of this here, this one I was able to do quite a bit of multi-placing. I did use my little 4-placer, and it did help because there was quite a bit of color blocking, as you can see, versus with the paint gem, I definitely had to do a lot more single placing. Now, with this kit here, what I enjoyed is that I was able to sort of do one of these in one sitting. So I think because I was multi-placing, one of these canvases was taking me about 30 to 45 minutes to do, which was really nice. Whereas when I was working on the paint gem, because there was just that more little confetti and I was doing a little bit more of the single placing, these ones took me about an hour and a half. Because to be honest, I'm sort of a slow diamond painter. But again, like the time doesn't take away from my overall experience. So this was the 50s diner. Like I said, I do have to organize it and put it into my actual diamond painting journal. Now the final one that I did complete was the Mini Dazzles makeup kit. And this one here, I started on July 21st and finished it on July 25th. So this one did take me a little longer, simply because, to be honest, I wasn't as into these images as the food one. So like I said, going forward, definitely will be paying more attention into kits that I legitimately want to work on and not just purchasing because of that FOMO. Now, in terms of the overall experience, these came out really well, but at times I did find it a little hard to make out sort of what it is, sort of like why the shapes were as they are. So for example, this is the mascara, and I understand with the lid they're trying to show you like a 3D of it, but while I was working on it, I had a really hard time sort of grasping what exactly this was. Now that I finished it, it does make sense. So with this kit here, it was all fairy dust. This one was really pretty, like all the blues and pinks. There we go. This one I really like. The lipstick I love, but I also, just as a side note, I love lipstick. I have a huge lipstick collection. So this one, I feel like I really want to frame it and actually put it where my makeup collection is. The nail polish, again, I understand that they're trying to get the 3D effect, but for me, it just, like the bottle of the nail polish was a little confusing. But again, that's my personal opinion. And I even double checked to make sure that I wasn't misplacing the drills. But anyway, still really cute. I think that was why it took me a little longer. This one with the eyes, very pretty. And then this one, it took me a while because it said it was a compact, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be blush. But again, like the colors here, it threw me off. The mirror makes sense, but this part threw me off because I'm thinking back to my own makeup collection and I'm like, I don't have blush that has all these different colors mixed in. But anyway, so with that being said, of the mini Dazzles right now that I have completed from this set, definitely want to say that the food edition is my favorite. In terms of my paint gem kits, I honestly really loved working on them. I liked that with them with Paint Gem, because they don't come with any special drills, it does give me the opportunity to experiment and try blinging up the canvases on my own, which is something I don't always do. But overall, I'd say that these were a lot of fun to work on. Definitely very different finishes um, within the past little bit. But yeah, so if you did enjoy today's post review and my thoughts on these 3 mini kits, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support does mean the world to me. Of course, if you are looking for more diamond painting content, you can find me on my Instagram at ShineBrightDiamonds2023. So until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye everyone!